This is it. It's dark. I know you can't see anything, and we're trying to work with that, but this is it. Helen, where are you going? She's climbed up into the bushes. She hits me to follow. Might not be the smartest move. Somebody's watching. I see
Somebody's watching me. I feel it over my shoulder. Look back, all I see is Roman soldiers, jinns and the demons that chasing me. To think you call life is just a race to me, another phase to me. Till I hit the next level, face to face against the goddamn devil. Purgatory and the stories you've heard, don't ignore me. Wolfpack, that's my word. There really is another side to me. I can't run, can't hide from me, and I leave footprints everywhere I be. When I dream, I hear footsteps in my sleep. I'm going crazy. I hear all of these voices like an organ with oddball choices. Things I should do, the other says no. Things I would do and the thing that I won't, but they'll all die. The angels cry to me. No angels would lie to me, but who died? What could this be? As far as the overseeing I can see.
interesting. God grant me the serenity. In God I trust, in God I trust, in God I trust, in God I trust. Somebody's watching. The land in Ritterville is the area that we are at and we're doing this research in right now. Its earliest history, it was originally, I find out, a prehistoric Indian village. Later became part of the historical Craig settlement. That was one of the farm families, along with Sterner, and there were a few of them. Sterner and Craig were probably the two biggest that sold their lands over to the state hospital when the state hospital was being built. By 1901, the Pennsylvania Homeopathic Hospital was formed. It was not the asylum that people knew about it. There was plans that were going to build this big asylum. And basically, the plans got delayed because of government funding and stuff like that. But nonetheless, they had this hospital there. In 1901, it was already considered part of the state hospital by 1904. By 1905, it had well over 1,000 inmates for this small asylum. They were so overpopulated they had to cage the place in. With actually around the recording of the first release, when they actually released all these prisoners. Now you're going back to the change of over to 1900. All these prisoners were released across what they said was this bridge to Constitution Drive. This bridge, the closest thing I find to a bridge I'm going to talk about in a later episode is a trestle. But nonetheless, it wasn't until 1912 that the state hospital that we know of on Hanover Avenue was there. Its address is actually listed 1600 Hanover Avenue. But the original asylum was listed as River Drive. Both hospitals were affiliated with each other up until the 1960s when the Allentown State Hospital bought them out and took full control of the entire land. Shortly after, there was a warden that was in charge of this place, and he was, as part of his salary, he was given his own farm that he took care of and all that there on the land next to the old asylum, which had used the old asylum and built, like I said, used this prison for the violent inmates people that were trying to kill themselves, murder other people, whatever, you know, it was that they did. They were put in, this was the dangerous part of the asylum. Basically, a lot of people said that a lot of people don't know what happened in this ward, but if you would go by there at night, you would hear screams. It is not uncommon to know that almost every asylum in America at one point in time in its history did experiments on people to try to, I guess they said was to try to find cures, but some of these like shock treatment, things with needles and stuff that they did was a lot of punishment to a lot of people, and would explain why a lot of them stayed around. By the end of the warden's stay there, some of the inmates had escaped from this asylum, the actual prison part, and had set fire to two of the barns that were part of his farm estate. The bottom part of this farm, which is right across the train track, you would go in, and basically how you would see it, you would go into the driveway, up to the place. There would be a shipping building right here. Then you would notice two barns that would be right, I guess, across this little driveway, whatever it is. Okay, two barns would be right here. These are the two barns that were burned down. Those foundations are still there today. Then there was a stairway that went up that took you to a drop, like you were saying.
Yeah,
but really, I didn't know about this drop until they had informed me of it. But when you get to the top, okay, now the railing and all this is still there. The steps, they say, were removed. Of course, as we noticed, they are removed. Okay, they took the steps out of there because when the guy had this farm, they didn't want the prisoners to be able to get out. If you notice, that there's a lot of hills and valleys. What I mean it's something you really got to see for yourself. You could have one house on a hill, one house in a hole. One house on a hill, it's just the way it's built. But in the back, there's another little mountain that you would have to go up, and on there is where this place is. And this place is huge. It has an actual prison yard that was behind it. And that prison yard plays very interesting facts. And the odd part about it is during this escape and this arson, nobody from the asylum ever heard from these inmates again. But the strange part is there were sightings of them in Constitution Drive, which is where you get your egghead and your red eyes. The way the descriptions of these people were actually match a couple of inmates that were listed as escapees. So what makes it interesting about these inmates is after this arson happened, they weren't heard from the asylum ever again. But there were sightings of them on Constitution Drive, which is exactly right across the river. And I don't know about the bridge thing. I haven't found no signs of bridges, like I said, but it would be easy for somebody to get across that Lehigh River crossing Stearns Island. The toughest part would be climbing through the woods. But once you got to the river itself would be easy to cross. There's no question about it. And it was from this time period on, it's when the new eras of legacies, albinos, and all these things started to come up at Constitution Drive, and the era matches perfectly. Alright, those are wondering about the other night. I took a fall the other night. We tried to get this asylum on tape. The trip was cut short. We didn't see the asylum up there. Well, she did, meaning Diane. And we saw something in those woods the other day.
Well, to be clarified, I just saw a building. I'm not sure what it is.
We're gonna go get this building on tape. There's no photo of this building ever being taken. Apparently, the state government doesn't want this thing on tape. I'm driving. My knee is still injured, as you can see. I can't climb the mountain. Diane said that she wanted to. a little nervous about it. Probably more nervous than she is. But we're gonna try to find it. We're in the area now. Good cut. I try to get into the state hospital properties. I've seen pictures of all their buildings that they said existed back there. There's one that they failed to show us, and she went back there and she's about to go back there and film. My leg is still damaged. I wouldn't be able to make that climb. Believe me, I want to. But right here, I found on satellite a track down to this road on Riverside Drive, or not Riverside Drive, River Drive actually. It came down that there was a state hospital that was here before there was one on Hanover Avenue. I found a way into the fence. Those pipes are clean broken. Not cut, but straight broken. Something with pretty strong strength had to have done that. So I think it was a vehicle from the inside out. Maybe. Who knows? I have a feeling it's something else. Alright.
Now, I'm recording right now.
The main asylum.
That's the main asylum?
The main asylum.
Well, there's another part I want to show you. We're recording, by the way.
The asylum would have had other houses next to it.
Fuck, I can't get in trouble, I don't think.
I don't even care at this point. We're not in the property now. You know what I mean?
We're on the street.
There's nothing to say about it.
All right, here we go.
All right, check this out. Here we are, Riverside Drive, or I keep saying Riverside Drive, River Drive. On the other side of Constitution Drive is right across the river where you see that church and all that stuff
See?
we did that documentary on. Okay, now up here, as you can see, all the structures. She had went up there where she filmed it. On the other side of this building is a prison yard. A prison yard that would have been kept at the building that kept the insane violent offenders.
Hold on, it won't show up on my camera now.
None of these buildings are listed as part of Allentown State Hospital, but guess what? They are there. This is your old asylum.
We have this building here, then you come down and you'll see the wall. Behind this wall, there's that house that I have on film already, and that little hut or whatever you want to call it. And there ain't a line on that.
Definitely.
Right?
Even when we came up the other night when I got hurt and fell off that side.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Even that night you seen it, they were fast. So whatever they were all black. They moved extremely quickly through the woods, extremely quickly.
Somebody watching. I see a people. Somebody's watching me.